Two boys, one podcast. Two boys, one podcast. Your movie connection. When it's time for reflecting, we make fun of each other. Then do film reviews. Winner or loser. Is this movie right for you? Nope, it sucks. Don't press your luck. You better listen to us. Two boys, one podcast.
Happy 4th of July.
Step right up,
You
step right up.
Sons of bitches.
Yeah.
What are we stepping up to?
Well, I prepared a speech, so to speak, if I may.
No, you may not.
Good morning. In less than an hour, aircraft from here will join others from around the world.
Where this is going now.
We'll be launching the largest aerial battle in the history of mankind.
Mm-hmm.
Mankind. That word should have new meaning for all of us today. We can't be considered petty by our petty differences anymore. We'll be united in our common interests. Perhaps it's fate that today is the 4th of July, and you will once again be fighting for our freedom. Not from tyranny, oppression, or persecution, but from annihilation. We're fighting for our right to live, to exist. And should we win the day, the 4th of July will no longer be known as an American holiday, but as the day when the world declared in one voice, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
Boy, almost like I heard that before.
I mean, maybe somewhere there was another president who gave that speech.
Hello, boys.
You know, I noticed that. I mean, we're not connecting these movies because it's a holiday, and that's not how the rules work.
Oh yeah, hey, everybody, this is a special holiday thing. If you listen, it's different than normal.
The rules don't apply, but I did notice normal rules don't apply. There are still rules, I'm sure.
I don't know if there are.
I mean, we'll find out later.
Soon.
When the president who actually gave that speech tracks me down, he's like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Hey, sorry, President Thomas Whitmore, I've borrowed your speech."
There it was. That was my question. Who was the president? You knew.
I knew.
You knew.
But anyway, I did notice that we could have attached to Independence Day, except we've both seen it numerous times, so it wouldn't have worked. But
From who?
In Darkman, the lab tech who gets Lil Raymond.
Lil Raymond?
Yeah. Yep. He is also a lab tech in Independence Day. So
he's just like old Sheriff, what's his name, from Superman 2 and Live and Let Die? Yeah.
Yep.
Typecasted.
Yep. Just a lab tech for life. He probably should just go back to school as a lab tech.
Wouldn't that be... He probably can't get a job as a lab tech, so he has to fucking...
Yeah, that's true.
Get those acting gigs.
And then if he was able to accomplish his dream job of becoming a real lab tech, then in the credits it could just be like played by himself. The lab tech.
Play with himself.
I mean, that too. So the way that this works is we've never done a 4th of July.
Yeah, hey,
podcast
this is
before.
A new thing. We thought it'd be fun. For some reason.
Yeah, we decided to tackle this less than a week ago, and so
it was. Yeah.
And so we each picked a 4th of July film. I
picked the 4th of July film.
I did too.
As always, you weaseled in a small reference.
I don't know how
of a holiday.
It happens over the 4th of July. I don't understand why that's not relevant. It's just as much the same holiday as yours.
No, it isn't.
It absolutely is.
No.
So to set the bar, do you want to do your film first?
We're not. We got to talk just a touch bit.
Okay. What did you do?
Bit.
What do you do for 4th of July typically?
Well, that's it. What are our traditions? Obviously, you watch Independence Day every year, and you write down that little speech.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I'm really pepped up now. I'm so ready to. Man, humanity is.
Yeah.
Golly.
We're gonna save ourselves.
Boy, that second movie is
I mean,
absolute filth.
oh, it absolutely is.
Anyhow.
But I feel like I should have a picture of President Whitmore on my wall just because he saved everybody.
Oh man, I wish you did.
So do I.
I
Yeah,
really wish you did. All right. Well, your birthday's coming up. You might do it.
That's true.
Anyways.
So yeah, typically what I do is I'll watch, Independence Day.
Yeah.
My brother and I go down to the church and we do the 4th of July there, and we have a
Did you do
big
it last
picnic.
night? I didn't ask you.
We did. We had we put the cartoons on for the kids, and then actually this year they changed the way that they fire fireworks, and they don't use the 3-foot punks anymore. They have I spent 4 hours with Eric, and we plugged them all in like on a remote switchboard.
Oh, cool. Neat.
Yeah. So, and it was a really good show. It went really well. How about you?
I watched Stranger Things.
With Smokey? I just assume that you spend every holiday with Smokey the Bear.
Well, they don't like me being Smokey for some reason. I don't know what the issue is, but they needed 2 Smokies yesterday.
And you were one of them, right?
Where was the call to Rob?
I thought you were.
They know I love being Smokey.
Oh,
and here I am, just sitting on the couch, watching Stranger Things. Not living my good life, being mascot for the Forest Service.
Well, they probably listen to the podcast and they know that you hate Smokey.
I wish I could just find the real Smokey, skin him, and wear that.
Wear like a Indian throw, like where the what was the
more like
the,
a leather
the
face.
barbarians,
more like,
where the teeth come down over the front of your eyes.
No.
That's what I would do.
I guess but full body.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But like the head comes over the top of yours, and then you look like
Yep.
Awesome.
Exactly.
But I think was it Craven? Craven did that when he killed Spider-Man.
Who the hell's Craven?
Craven's the guy that kills Spider-Man. He's like the hunter.
Spider-Man died?
Well, in the comics.
Oh, well, how'd he come back? I'm sure he did.
He did. I mean, they always do. But
yeah, well, how'd he come back? How'd he get killed first?
I don't know. I didn't want to ruin the dream. I assume a spear. It's been a while since I've read that, but
you assume a spear. Why do you assume a spear?
Because he looks kind of like Tarzan, like the hunter does.
Okay. Yeah, well, he probably used divine then.
He may have.
That doesn't make any sense. Why would they have some weird, unknown villain kill Spider-Man?
I don't know how familiar you are with comics, but that shit happens literally all the time.
Does it really?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, the Hulk got killed by a mosquito, man. Just sucked out all of his blood.
Zika's real, dude.
Yeah. An atomic bomb can't kill the Hulk, but mosquito, man. Just...
Yep. It's probably Ebola.
I mean, we're getting off on tangents, as we always do.
Mm-hmm.
But Logan, the movie,
is
based on a book called Old Man, or a graphic
Old Man
novel.
Logan.
Yeah. Have you read it?
No, I have not.
The point of this is, at the end of it, the Hulk, he eats Wolverine, Old Man Wolverine, and Wolverine busts out of his stomach, which I really wish would have been in that movie, because that is pretty cool.
So, Old Man Logan doesn't die, but he kills the Hulk?
Yeah. Well, the Hulk, he's turned into some sort of a slumlord, and he's got a bunch of, I think She-Hulk is his cousin or something, and he's got a bunch of offspring, and they're squeezing everybody for land rights and water rights and things. Anyways, yeah, that's what happens.
Well, if you can't beat him, join him.
That's right.
Yep.
Anyways, 4th of July traditions. You and I used to
We used to build a piñata.
Yeah.
Actually,
we would buy a piñata.
You bought one and started it without me.
Yeah.
And then we would shoot fireworks at each other with PVC rocket launchers.
Yeah.
Within our group, and then I started making them out of paper mache, and then we would fill them. And then we would fill them with fireworks, and so it was, rather than candy inside, we launched them. Like, it was very dangerous, actually, is what it ended up becoming.
Yeah, it was.
So
artillery shells, missile batteries, thousands upon thousands. Well, not that, but lots and lots of bottle rockets and black cats, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so I went over there to say hey, but Eric was there for a little bit, and we launched two just from the yard. But
Two, huh?
yeah, well they had one of their group passed away suddenly, so they launched a couple commemorative ones. But we haven't been able to do like the piñata ones for a while because it's just been me that's left around until Eric moved back. No more shenanigans.
Well, I'm glad you had fun out there with the little kids, and I'm sorry. I really am sorry someone passed.
Yeah, it was not great, but it was nice to at least do a commemorative deal for her.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, on podcast topic,
yeah.
Do you want to do yours first? Do you want to do mine first?
I don't know. What do you want to do, Zeke?
Depends.
Do you want to talk about...
I feel like you already don't like
July
mine. So let's do mine first because then I can garner good favor with the team out there, the listening team.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
So, what film did you choose for this Independence Day 2019?
The Independence Day classic, Live Free or Die Hard.
Yeah.
Yep.
The 4th of July classic, you say?
Yep. And a fun fact about this in the fourth Die Hard film.
Please.
It's actually the first non-documentary film in the franchise.
Oh, I see. So this one, fictitious, is it?
Yep, it's a true narrative. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Had you seen it before?
No. I knew there was that stupid jet scene.
Yep.
I was aware of that. That was about it, though.
Yeah.
Justin Long, I knew he was in there. So why don't you fill me in, please? Indulge me. How do you find this to be a 4th of July film, sir?
It literally takes place over the 4th of July.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
I don't recall any reference to it whatsoever.
Oh, yes, at 20 minutes and 55 seconds on the radio as they're coming into town. Yeah. The radio guy is describing the type of weather they're going to have over the 4th of July. And on the first day, it says July 3rd on the screen. So the second day, after he gets Farrell, he's coming in on the 4th of July.
He gets Farrell, did you say?
Matthew Farrell is Justin Long's character.
I see. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know why these Die Hard movies have such a hard-on for holidays.
I mean, it's smart because then it gets included in podcasts like ours.
Yeah. Really paid off for them in this case. Huh?
Mm-hmm, really, in dividends.
You know, every goddamn holiday movie you choose is a fucking stretch, man.
No, they take place over a holiday. That's...
Oh, did Knuckleball? Did Knuckleball? We don't even know.
Well,
we don't know if that was over a holiday.
We don't know. I mean, it was probably over Christmas, but again,
it was certainly winter. Winter does not make a Christmas.
No, you're right, but that one we were both very disappointed about, and I think that it filled the slot of another film. Wasn't there something else we were hoping for? I don't remember.
You're absolutely right. It filled the spot of another film. That's exactly what it did.
Well, it was a letdown anyway. But no, I don't understand how it's a stretch when it literally happens over the holiday we're talking about.
They just throw it in there, though. There's no fireworks. There's no parades.
I mean, there are barely there are no fireworks in Independence Day. If that's your baseline,
that's a good point.
Ships go exploding, but that's about it. And by that, I mean, a plane explodes in this. Does that not count as a firework?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, fine. All right.
Why don't we just, next time you and I make a movie, which we've actually never done together, why don't we just, we'll put a little text on the screen and it'll say it's February 13th, and then the next day it's Valentine's Day, and then it's a Valentine's Day movie. What do you think? But it'll have nothing to do with it.
That's fine. It counts. In my book, it counts.
Doesn't count in my book. Man.
Well, your book and my book can hash it out.
Okay. All right, fine. Let's talk about this dumb thing.
All right. So, Timothy Olyphant.
I don't have the synopsis, and I don't have it for the other one. That's all on you. Okay.
Timothy Olyphant is Bruce Willis is in California. His marriage is over. His kids hate him. We only see his daughter, but it's implied that both kids hate him.
That phone call and the third one didn't work out so well.
No, it never works out for him.
Yeah. All right, continue.
So he's just working he's not really working a night shift. His shift's over. He's really spying on his daughter because she won't call him back, and she's on a date in the parking lot of her dorm with a guy that we never see again. And then he's called while he's there about I don't really know how this works out, but Timothy Olyphant he's a former government contractor who's now hacked the government, and they hired a bunch of hackers to write these specific codes for them, and then they're systematically killing them by exploiting their computers. And they send him to go pick up one of these guys, played by Justin Long.
Yeah.
And then the adventure goes from there. Justin Long, who for all intents and purposes is Dan Koopsma in this story. That's like he's just trying to keep Farrell alive and save humanity, I guess. So
for a fourth time.
For a fourth time, a fourth thankless time.
I'd thank him for his service.
Yeah, you would not. You hate these movies, even though this is the first one that's not a documentary.
They're the worst. They are the worst.
Ugh. No. They're the best.
You're wrong.
So they call it a fire sale within the story. It's a Underworld. It's directed by the Underworld director. Kevin Smith has a small cameo.
What's that guy's name?
Lars, something like that. Anyway, if you're looking for some behind-the-scenes scoop on this movie, read Kevin Smith's autobiography.
Oh, for God's sakes. Anyone listening, do not read that thing.
Actually, the best synopsis of this film within the context of the Die Hard universe comes from The Office. So if you just type in The Office Die Hard 4 review, you'll see Michael Scott really actually breaking it down pretty concisely.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm not absolutely in love with this movie, but it is a 4th of July film, and
sure it is.
Back against the wall, we have what we have. My least favorite part of this film is when they go to meet the FBI agent and for the first time, and it's at 3 minutes and 49 seconds. Actually, that's before they meet him. They've cut away and they're dealing with a crisis. And he says, "Somebody's screwing with us, and I want to find out who." That's how he delivers the line. I want to find out who. And I don't understand why they did that. It's just terrible.
Overemphasis.
It happens twice in the film, and it just bothers me.
Specifically the who, or just overemphasis?
The breath in between it doesn't make any sense.
Well, I don't know. Somebody misplaced the comma, obviously.
Yeah, there shouldn't have been one. I think that Justin Long's character should come back, but
that's your only issue with the movie. Huh?
Well, no, I think that Justin Long's character should come back. And this film it's a fun action film, but it doesn't make sense in the context of the established world of the existing Die Hard.
I couldn't agree more.
Before he was just wrong guy in the right place. So
by far the worst Die Hard I've seen.
I think you've said that about each one of them.
Well, I guess progressively they are getting worse, sir. Please say there's not another one. There is.
There is. There's one more, and they're making another one.
How are you going to slip that one in?
We'll find out later.
Flag Day. July or June. What is that?
I mean, you're saying it's in
June 13th. Yeah. Well, let's make a Flag Day.
You're telling me you didn't like this at all? Like not even when he's chaining up that he's being shot at and he puts the door chain on, or
Well, yeah, you're right. All right.
Did you see that? Of course I saw it. I did it. Is the circus in town? Fuck being a hero. It's what makes you that guy, Rob. It's what makes you that guy.
Of course it does.
I was I remember seeing this in the theater, and I was a little bummed because I always have, like, as you've seen, I have all these weird scene ideas that don't make sense because I A, can't structure them within a story, and B, I don't have, $200 million to make a movie with. But I had wanted to make a scene where the hero shoots himself to kill the bad guy. I really
like maybe the bad guy's got a Gerudo wire across his neck, so then he takes a big 45 Magnum. Okay, that's pretty good.
I mean, but they do that in this movie and in the theater because I saw it with a friend.
And I got you, and you got depressed because I stole it.
Yeah, but we were watching it together, and he just started laughing, and he's like, "They took another one." It was a bummer.
That happens to me with comedy stuff pretty frequently. Yeah. Robot Chicken stole a lot of funny things from me.
It's just a bummer. I mean, I guess I'm glad that they exist because who knows if I'll ever get there. But at the same time, I wanted to be the one that did that. So.
Well, I'm sorry that they took it from you.
Just a guy in the wrong place at the wrong time, not like John McClane.
Okay, I've got some real notes if you want to hear them.
Hit it.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She's my celebrity crush. So I was very, very happy to see her.
Is she the daughter?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
What else do I have here? My favorite quote. That's enough of this kung fu shit. That was pretty good.
Yep.
That was pretty good.
Maggie Q played the hacking girlfriend kung fu.
Yep.
Yep.
What is with the action movies? And they're always it's always a Russian or a Chinese or something. Why does there have to be subtitles? It's just dumb. Is that what makes an action movie? You gotta have some subtitles in there?
I mean, I don't remember what scene has subtitles.
There's subtitles, man. Go back and watch it.
Did you have subtitles on the whole movie?
Yeah, I did.
Well, that's why there's subtitles on it then.
I didn't. Of course I didn't.
I don't remember the scene that has them on there. But I mean, I get this sometimes, sure. Like, I think that bothers you the same way that I have binoculars bother me.
Knowing I wasn't going to like it, and that made me dislike it more.
Sure. There was no chance in hell you were going to like this movie.
No, it didn't have a chance, and it didn't work out for it, unfortunately.
Yeah. You seem real broken up about
Justin Long. Yeah, it was Justin Long. He was funny. I think it was a good comedy relief.
He's Dan Koopsma.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, nobody knows what that really means, but you're right.
I mean, it's just like put in that
situation. He just pipes it. Yep. He's has the right thing to say at the right time.
Yep. If you knew all the things rattling around in my brain, your head would explode.
That's right. And of course, Kevin Smith was in this thing. Oh God.
So this film is directly responsible for Cop Out.
For what?
That film Cop Out that he did with Bruce Willis.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. Great.
You're welcome.
Yeah. The world's welcome. I've never seen that. Pretty good?
No, it's terrible.
Yeah, well, that's a surprise.
That's what he's talking about. I mean, I'm not a huge Smith fan anyway, but that's what he's complaining about in that book.
I didn't read it. I know he gave it to me. I didn't read it.
I thought you read it.
Nope, I didn't.
Yeah, he and Bruce Willis fought that entire show because in this film, he was wondering why the director had that 1,000-yard Vietnam stare the whole time. He's like, whatever, dude, you're working on a Die Hard, just rally. And it turns out that Bruce was just being a dick to everybody, which he found out firsthand on Cop Out, where he's like, let's do it again, and Bruce would be like, no, I think we got it. All right, well, you were supposed to run across the street, and you walked. He's like, nah, I think we got it. And then people would be like, John McClane, I love you. And he'd just, he'd shut down and go to his trailer. Which is weird.
Sounds like a good guy.
It sounds like he's easy to work with. Yeah. So.
Sounds like you.
I mean, arguably the same, just with more success, more money, and less hair.
Most of the time when we're podcasting, we have to stop halfway. Listeners, you don't know this, and he'll say, I got to go to my trailer.
I'm going to go there right now.
Bring me. See, there it is. All right, I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Whenever I get around to it.
So, You love this movie.
I mean, I like Die Hard.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah, you
know
do.
that this one is my favorite by any means, no. But I do enjoy it.
Well, I'm happy for you.
Yep.
It's just it just I can appreciate the older ones. Um,
I think you got to
something about
watch
something about the 80s. There, maybe early 90s even. I'm not sure on the dates of those. I'd have to look back.
the first two were in the 80s. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, something about those is just more, I mean, it's not realistic, but it's more realistic. These new action movies with, like I mentioned, that F-16, that's just absolutely ridiculous, man. So dumb to me.
No, it's not just you. I mean that's there's a lot of people who feel that way. I think you should watch the Office critique of Die Hard 4
Okay,
because
all right.
he talks about how he's just a regular guy in the wrong place for the first three, and in
Yeah.
this one he's literally like a super spy.
Yeah, right.
Jumping
Okay,
off of a
I finally
Harrier.
understand. I finally understand what you're saying. Yeah. It really changed. This being the first modern Die Hard. It's so different and not my thing at all.
Well, it's just not part of the Die Hard that was there.
Right.
They just kind of took a step out. I mean, to make it worse, they continued down this path rather than circling back to the first trilogy for the next film.
Right.
They're legitimately just off the course. They're out there.
What are they doing? Let's hear about it.
They're super spies.
Okay. Well, I mean, he's saved humanity a couple of times. I guess he's due for a. Zeke, are you okay?
Yeah.
You poor guy. I'm sorry that I've been making fun of your movies.
Zeus is just losing his mind right now. So, all right. Well, I mean, what would you rate this then?
I have one more question for you.
Shoot.
The most important questions of all. You have a 5-gallon jug and a 3-gallon jug.
You're going to use it against me.
And you need to get exactly 4 gallons to disarm a bomb. How do you do it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if that's even right.
I mean, so this is from it's Die Hard with a Vengeance. It's the the park bomb.
Yep. Let's hear it.
We did it
You
on
got
the
it?
last one.
Well, it's been a while.
Been a while. It's been since Christmas.
Was it so they got the 5-gallon, and was it a 2-gallon or a 3-gallon?
So it's definitely going to affect the answer. It's
Yeah, I know it. That's why I'm asking, man.
I want to say it's a 3-gallon.
That's what I thought too. So and you have to make it to 4, right?
Yeah. So you fill the 5.
You fill the 5. I remember
You
that.
fill the 3 with what's left in the 5.
Dump out the 5.
Yep.
Then what? Then what do we do?
Then you pour the 2 from the 5 into the 3, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. That checks out. But then what? We don't know. The bomb's going off.
Yeah, we ran out of time. Everybody died.
Yeah, we tried.
I mean, we died. We died.
Yeah,
valiantly.
we did our best.
Yep.
Yep.
So what would you give this one?
6er to the saw. It's like a rough hand job, so it's negative.
So
40%.
I think I have the steel book of this. I probably spent $10 on it.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Within like not just the podcast, but within the greater Die Hard collection, I think this is probably the weakest one. Nope, that's true. It's the 4th weakest. I'd say
the fifth is better than this.
no. This is better than the 5th.
Yeah, so that checks out.
Yeah. I would say I'd give it like $4.99. Yeah, it's a $4.99 movie to own.
$4.99
$4.99 to own. Yep.
So you're giving it a 50. I'm giving it like a 40.
Yeah, I mean there were some parts that I really liked the stunt guy from District B13, the parkour dude. I thought Justin Long's character was perfect within the role that was given to him.
Yeah, I would agree. I'll absolutely
If it
agree with
was
that.
a different film outside of the Die Hard, I would probably like it, but it's just a turn within the franchise that I didn't appreciate.
That's a pretty low score you gave it.
Yep.
Sir.
Yep, but it is an Independence Day film, so you're welcome.
Yeah, right. I'm just glad Mary Elizabeth Winstead was in there.
Why do you know who that is?
Why do I know? Because she's my celebrity crush. That's why.
Okay, well, I hope...
She's in 10 Cloverfield Lane, and
I hope she becomes a fan of the show.
She's in the new Fargo season 3, and she's in other things. She's pretty good looking. That's why, Zeke.
Well, she can send her fan mail to the corner of Afton and Afton.
And Afton, yep. We haven't mentioned that, but I do have the P.O. Box activated. So,
yep.
Listeners, send in your mail to corner of Afton and Afton. Go fuck yourself.
Care of
you ready for the
TB1P?
next movie?
I am. Let's hit it.
All right. I chose a horror movie, of course.
I mean, it was a horrible movie. I don't know if that counts as a horror.
It's not as horrible as yours.
I agree to disagree.
No, I will not.
All right, well, tell us about it.
This movie is called Uncle Sam. It's a 96 movie about, what was that, Desert Storm?
I just assumed it was a story about friendly fire and how some zombies are not created equal.
That's too bad. Zombies should be created equal.
Yeah, truly.
I
think it was Desert Storm.
It must have been. It was a desert, that's for sure. Do you have the synopsis pulled up?
I do not, no.
Okay, well, here we go. There was an Army veteran. He was in the Army. He wasn't a veteran, and he got killed in the desert by friendly fire. And then I'm not exactly sure. How did he come back?
They never explained why he was able to come back or how he got home. Well, he got home in a coffin, but they never explained.
So,
he said to the boy, "You're why I'm here," but that's it.
So I guess it was just willpower. He just needed to.
So the little boy at the same time had a night. Well, it wasn't at the same time. It was years later. Had a nightmare and broke the picture of him and his Uncle Sam.
Yeah. So this is the kid's uncle, and his name is Sam. His name's Uncle Sam.
Stepped on it, cut his foot, and bled on the photo. But that's not why he came back. He was already, he was reanimated the moment after he died.
He was just hanging out in that casket.
Yeah, he was just chill.
Well, that's pretty comfy.
I mean, go ahead with your synopsis if you think you can save this.
Save it? What are you talking about? We're doing great. Yeah, so that's a pretty confusing point. I will give you that. Anyways, that's so dumb. You're right. It's just dumb. So then the Uncle Sam, this child's uncle, comes back. Doesn't really seem like a zombie. He's undead, I guess. And he goes around killing unpatriotic people on the 4th of July. People he thinks are unpatriotic on the 4th of July.
Yeah, they kind of made him telepathic, too.
Yeah, that was strange.
Like, he killed that girl, and that's just because she smoked a joint? I don't understand. He spared another kid because he was blind from a fireworks accident.
Yeah. He had a code. We don't know exactly what the code is, but
he had it. He had one.
Yeah, he sure did. And he was dressed up, of course, in an Uncle Sam costume.
Yes.
The pants with the stripes and the shirt and the mask and all that.
I mean, if they're really that curious and don't know what it looks like, just Google the poster. It's the best part of this film.
Really going to serve it back to me now, are you?
It's more fun this way for me.
Yeah, it is. Isn't it? I think it's more fun for us both. Makes for a better podcast.
Yep.
All right. So what's your problem with this fine film, Zeke? What's so bad?
Really, script to screen.
Not enough F-16s in.
I think that
traffic tunnels.
I don't even think even John McClane could have saved this film.
Well, he's a hero. Yeah. He's a hero. I bet he could have.
I don't think so.
It would have been even more terrible than this, but
working down from my notes. Who wears pajamas on a date? Like the The first time we
was
see
casual.
the mother, she's wearing like this weird like jumper.
Yeah.
And then the next scene, I honestly thought they just recast the mother halfway through the film. No, but it's the guy's widow. And they live in the same house.
Yeah. And
And she's
wasn't
wearing like the same wardrobe.
Dude, it was the 90s.
I don't get it. Also, the history math class where I thought it was history class, and the guy's like, "Hey, you want to see my dead uncle's medals?" And he's like, "My uncle said you were a coward." And then he turns around and he starts doing math problems on the board. Like, honestly, what the hell? And then
I don't know. I mean, it's elementary school. You know, that most classes are in the same classroom.
That's true.
All
right,
Show
you're
and
right.
tell. Show and tell. I mean, I guess he volunteered for the show and tell. I'll give you that as well. But it's not like he went to a specifically math class and was like, "Hey, look at these medals!" All of a sudden.
That's fair. All right. But it's like a weird semi-recruiting film for the military, except everyone they show in the military is a masochist and a sadist and misogynist all at one time.
Pervert. Yep.
Yeah. So the kid really wants to follow in his uncle's footsteps, but his uncle was beating the hell out of his sister and his mother.
And wife.
And yeah, his uncle's wife and his sister. So so the boy's mother and his aunt,
his mother. Yeah, sorry. I was
but he doesn't know any of that, so he really wants to go into the army, and he's like, when I grow up and be a soldier, and I'm never going to question the president because the president knows better. And then you're like, you're 10. There were some cool shots in it, but like every time I was like, hey, that's a cool shot, it was like things were misplaced on it. Like they brought the coffin in, but the flag wasn't draped over it, which was weird. In the next scene, there were some cool lines that I enjoyed though. I'm not watching TV. I'm in mourning. I really liked that one.
Yep, I remember.
I liked that at the end I guess they paid homage to some other like Italian horror movie when they finally do away with Psycho's zombie Sam with a cannon, which I thought was kind of fun.
Which movie?
I don't remember what it was called. I looked it up, and it was from like the mid 1900s.
Mid 1900s, from like 1950 or something, 1960, obviously.
Yeah,
okay,
somewhere in there. Like it's
very,
if I remember correctly, but it looked pretty terrible. But evidently, there's some vague thing that they were making reference to. So, I mean, it is what it is. But I don't really know what they classify Uncle Sam as because he doesn't abide by any zombie rules.
I think we're giving him the zombie designation.
But he's undead.
He's undead, but I mean, there's vampires. I mean, he's his own thing. That's what I'm saying.
So you're saying that there's not another creature like him that I can use a term for?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay. All right. Well, Psycho Sam lives again.
Psycho Sam lives again. My questions are I don't know what his name is. The guy that delivers the notice that Sam has died. Does it at night?
He just hung out on the porch.
Yeah.
She wasn't home and waited, which is weird because the mother was home. He just decided not to give it to her because he, in the same terms, wanted to give it to the widow. So he liked sleeping around.
Yeah, he wasn't very good, was he?
Nope, and Psycho Sam knew that, so he put him in his grave.
What did you think of the blind kid knowing exactly what was going on the whole time?
I thought that was really stupid. Yep.
How come?
Well, so that whole scene, he just basically fondles the kid's face, and through that they had some mental exchange. Mm-hmm. Like they basically did a Spock deal where like, let me share these memories.
Mind melt. Yeah, they mind melted.
Yeah, and so this little kid in a wheelchair from the previous 4th of July's accident, who's now blind, knows everything that Psycho Sam wants to do. I'm giving him Psycho Sam. His name's Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
Uncle Sam Harper. And then Harper, Uncle Sam wants. Then he's like, I'm gonna recruit these kids, and the kid in the wheelchair knows that he wants to recruit them, so he's like, no, he thinks we're with him. And then that's it. That's the end of it.
And that's a problem for you?
Again, my problem with this is script to screen. Like the fact that someone wrote it is one problem. The fact that someone else said, yes, here's money, make it. And then the fact that they made it and then got it distributed and then we watched it. Like that's my problem with it. There's a series of events.
You seem a little bitter. You seem a little jaded.
Just angry. Yes, I'm always jaded, but this one's not great.
No, it's not. Well, I would agree with that. But it is a proper 4th of July movie.
There were only just to be clear, I'm assuming you did the same thing that I did when you typed in 4th of July films. Only 2 or 3 came up.
Yeah.
So the options were pretty limited. I don't think that we chose poorly. I just think that the options are poor. So.
Yeah, I guess if we do it again next year, we'll be watching a little more on the 4th of July and
Taps maybe.
Yeah. Sandlot. No, I guess we can't watch. Well, I guess we could.
I mean, the rules don't apply on the holidays.
On a holiday, all rules are off.
Yeah. So, I mean, Sandlot, that's a good call. I didn't even think about that one.
Yeah.
Nice work.
For about 30 seconds, you see some fireworks, so it qualifies.
So, I mean, for you, it doesn't even matter if it takes place on the actual day. The deal breaker is whether or not there are fireworks or a Santa Claus or a Christmas tree. That's your argument.
That's exactly.
So
exactly
the day
right.
has no bearing on it at all.
No.
Okay.
Well,
at least we got that figured out.
Typical double standard.
Yeah.
But I'm sticking to it.
You stick to yours, I'll stick to mine.
Yeah, very good. And we'll just fight about it.
That's fine. That's good.
I do have a couple quotes I liked
Hit me
on this if you want to hear it. Is it all right if I touch it? And she was talking about the casket. Do you remember that?
Yes. And they also said that casket was sealed, and really it was just like a... No. It wasn't sealed at all. It's like, you said to lift harder. Okay.
Just didn't have enough oomph on that one.
Yeah.
And my other one is, she passed over a lot of good men with 2 legs to marry me. Talking about old Isaiah Hayes there. You remember that?
Yeah, did we ever meet his wife?
No, we sure didn't. I think she had passed. But,
okay. Yeah, I didn't hate his character, but also he wasn't relevant at all, other than the fact that he was the guy that lit the cannon later.
Yeah, I was just going to say he fired the cannon. I mean, what other movie can you think of other than this 1952 Italian movie? Do you see an undead creature killed by a cannon?
Honestly, I don't even know if that happened in the one they're paying homage to. So it's just this one. It's just this one as far as cannons destroying zombie-like creatures.
Yeah.
Until we get our hands on this story. I thought I would like it more because of like the Americana aspect of the Nazi, like the zombies. And I didn't, but initially, like based on the poster, I was like, "Hey, hell yeah, that's kind of cool."
Yeah. High hopes let down once again.
Yes.
And I do have one final note that I thought was funny at the time. It's not as funny now. But I just want you to know that I keep all my Zeke memorabilia in an ammo box that I carry around everywhere and show to everyone.
Perfect. Hopefully during math class.
Yeah. Yep. Only during math class. I'll make that pledge to you.
That only makes sense. Yep. Well, I'll send you some toenail clippings for it. You'll be fine.
It's good. I've got some crimes to pin on you, so I need that DNA.
Perfect. It's all yours, I think.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Prison would be easier.
Would be, wouldn't it?
I think so. All right.
Well, how'd you feel about them burning the American flag?
So when I saw that, I was like, I don't think that even as a production value, I don't think I could have been a part of that scene.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can't handle that, huh?
Well, it just doesn't seem. It seems like a frivolous thing, and no matter what, you're gonna polarize people with it, and it didn't add anything to the story.
No, I sure did.
So I thought that was pretty dumb.
I'm trying to get political on you. It's just a flag, man.
I mean, there are a lot of things that I don't mind destroying, but regardless of the country, I don't think I'd feel comfortable burning one.
I'll burn them all. Give them to me. Bonfire flags. Anyways, that's that, huh? Let's rate the old boy. Hey.
All right, what are you gonna give it?
Probably the saw. Cutting your hands off.
Dang, no hanky panky going on there.
No. How about you?
I mean, thankfully, you told me that this was for free on YouTube.
Yep.
So let's say that I'd paid 99 cents for it. This is a hard nickel theater.
Yep.
I'd
Agreed.
say I give it 5 cents out of the 99.
5 cents.
Yep.
So I suppose that gives it about a 20 or 10.
Yeah, so we'll say 15.
15. Pretty bad.
Yeah, even if you're starved for a holiday 4th of July film.
Yep. Avoid it. Avoid the other one too. Don't.
I mean, you should definitely
Don't
watch
watch
all the
either.
diehards in
No.
order, and on the holidays that they're designated to. So 1, 2, and 3 on Christmas.
What's the new one going to be?
I'm working on it. I'm gonna have to do some
Copy
research.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good, sir.
All right. Well, that's thanks for looking out.
Thanks for happy 4th of July, everyone.
Yeah, happy Independence Day.
Happy Independence Day.
President Whitmore looks forward to saving you again someday soon.
I look forward to hearing that speech again.
Next year. You got it.
Zeke, always remember, don't be a sucker.
Okay, love you. Bye.
It's been a slice.